Five,
Four,
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 three,
three,
two,
two,
one.
one.
Welcome to our Monday Noosh.
Hi.
Salam.
Hello.
Salam.
You guys, I'm so excited.
I'm nervous. I legit have a whole bottle of Patron stocked and ready on by my side.
I have my chai right here, my tea.
I have my big gulp of coffee here.
I got my Old Faithful Crown and Ginger Ale ready to go. So I think without announcing it of what it is, we just all introduced our Noosh of the week. So
Yep.
I believe Mata, you had the Patron, Amaran, you had chai, and Arthur had, what was that, coffee?
Coffee, yeah.
So Amaran, what is a Noosh?
Okay, a noosh. Well, noosh can mean like different things, right? So in the Farsi, noosh can mean like if you have a drink or if you're like enjoying something or cheersing with people.
Cheersing.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoying the moment.
Yeah. So we have our weekly noosh. So I chose chai for mine because I was so nervous. I had to calm me down.
Calm you down, and Mata is over there just taking shots like a savage.
Okay.
Another way to calm the nerves.
And
Everyone, let's.
and Arta's down there just trying to stay
Trying to
awake.
get upped up. Trying to get through the rest of the day.
Very good, very good. So Arta, tell me. I know you. Armaga knows you. Mata knows you. But tell me a little bit about you.
Okay. I'm 26. I live in Boca Raton, Florida. Great city.
Ooh.
Come visit. Currently working up in West Palm Beach. Days step by step, taking life by the horns.
That's why we started a podcast,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Trying something spontaneous
do
and
it.
crazy.
Exactly. And we want to eventually, once things are socially responsible, to do these live all together, at someone's dining room table or wherever it may be.
This is only temporary, this whole virtual
somewhere
thing.
where I can force everyone to finish this bottle with me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe together taking shots.
So Martha, tell me what's going on with you. Tell me a little about. Like I said with Arta, I know all of you, and we all know each other. So tell the world about you.
I'm a college student.
You're a what student?
College student. I enjoy baking. I enjoy skincare. I aspire to be a dermatologist one day. And I like Patron.
Very good.
Loves Patron.
Yes.
So,
I made you an offer yesterday. You didn't say
sums it all up.
I think that Patron is youth serum. That's why. She knows something.
Part of her skincare.
Something we don't know she knows.
It's dropping soon.
It's her secret.
So, Armagan, what about you? What's going on with you?
So, I'm currently working from home for like 2 months. I was just telling you guys the other day. I literally sometimes take my meetings from my bed, which is so bad because I'm not used to this yet. But anyway, I'm gonna be 23 tomorrow. Woohoo! My birthday. I'm an engineer.
Oh, it's your birthday tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. I feel like I'm getting so old. No,
I don't want to hear it.
But by the time this posts, the birthday would have already passed. So
that's true. That's true.
Late happy birthdays.
I'll already be 5 days too old.
Yeah.
So as she says, she's turning 23 and getting old. I myself just turned 31. So you could call me the old head of this wonderful.
I'm the baby. The baby who drinks Patron,
Yeah.
I think it's offensive to call people in their 30s old. Anytime I say it, people.
I said I'm the old head of the group.
But just out there, I feel like once you hit your 30s, it's out
Listen,
there.
man, it's still uphill.
No, until you hit a solid 39, that's when I think the word 30 to me still sounds young.
Yeah. But I feel like for guys also it's so different, right? Because I feel like a 31-year-old guy, you're fine, right? But I feel like once us girls are 31, everyone's gonna be like, "Where's the kids? Where's the husband?
Where's the husband?
Biological
clock? Where's this wedding?" And I'm like,
yeah.
So, are we ready to introduce our first segment?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. So, Armagan, go ahead. What do we call our first segment?
So our first segment is going to be called Rose and Thorn. So this kind of fits well with us because rose is also an Iranian flower. which is kind of fun. So we'll go around and kind of just like talk about our rows of our week, which was like something good or positive that we saw or heard or a funny story or, anything that's like uplifting and good that happened. And then our thorn will be something bad or like a goal we didn't achieve or, something that didn't quite go our way or something we saw on social media or whatever.
Okay.
So
little venting sesh.
yeah, a little vent sesh maybe. So, okay, I can start.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with my thorn this time because it was recent. So I've been trying to be on this like health kick, and my sister is like an aspiring vegan. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Like we're gonna both be healthy. We're gonna take quarantine. We're gonna lose some weight. We're gonna get some abs. Cause like Mata and I were on like a workout kick.
Class pass.
Yes, we were.
This is a whole nother.
We were going to yoga.
Aerial yoga.
I'll let you finish, but I have one burning question, but I'll let you finish.
Okay, so, thorn. I did not eat that healthy this week. I had a super lazy weekend. My sister just made chocolate donuts, and I made In-N-Out burgers last night. So
Also your birthday weekend.
It's also my birthday week, right? So I feel like
so the calories don't count whatsoever.
Right. Well, we'll say they don't count, and then I'll just weigh myself like after my birthday.
You didn't gain weight if as long as you don't weigh yourself.
Exactly. As long as I can step on the scale. I just want to look at it,
Yeah.
To say I did it.
The jeans
But
might
the
be a little
scale
tougher
knows.
to get into the next day, but
The jeans. I haven't.
We're not wearing
in like
jeans.
2 months. We don't wear jeans anymore. It's sweatpants now.
jeans have been out of the uniform.
So can you what does it mean, an aspiring vegan?
Hey, I was gonna ask the same. Like,
Okay. So we'll go grocery shopping and she'll literally buy everything that's vegan. So like almond milk, like vegan mozzarella, vegan biscuits, vegan yogurt.
She bought vegan like hamburgers the other day.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of dope.
Yeah, and they're actually pretty
What is it, like
good.
a bean burger or something?
No, it's made from like coconut
Beyond
and peas or something. Yeah, the Beyond Burger. I don't know what it's.
Oh, that yeah.
I mean,
I got a good one.
Have you guys tried the
Joe's.
Beyond Burger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but for like if you gave it to me
for what it is, it's good.
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah.
I wouldn't have it all the time.
Yeah, I like my meat.
Just because I think it's highly processed, like soy.
Us older folks don't like the heartburn that a hamburger gives, so sometimes it's a good change of pace.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, I feel like the heartburn is the good part. I feel like after you sit there and eat the
digestion.
burger and the fries and you feel terrible, and it's like, wow, okay.
No, I turned 30 and I bought my first bottle of Tums.
Oh my God, I still haven't.
I think that's the mark. I think once you get your first purchase of Tums, you really got to reevaluate.
Once you get your first bottle of Tums, or what did I tell you guys a few weeks ago, that I bought windshield wipers, put them on my car.
Oh yeah, tested them out.
And then I drove around the neighborhood to test them out. That's old.
That's old. And
That's
I
not
will
even
never
old.
stop
That's like
making
straight
fun
up-
of you for it.
That's like Bubba status. That's a straight up like dad.
I know. So
if you're out there listening, take notes if you're doing those things.
yeah, once you do that, that's it.
But tell him. Did you tell him what you did? You bought the new windshield wipers, but what'd you do?
Well, I that's what I said. I drove around the neighborhood to test them out.
We just need to.
What about the garage?
What did I do with the garage?
Oh, you were gonna install.
Yeah,
I installed a wireless garage door opener, and then I did it. I got out of my Wi-Fi zone, like took my car, went down to the other side of the neighborhood, and made sure I could close and open my garage from my phone without any issue.
I feel like this is more of a techie thing. Like I don't
Yeah,
think it's, like getting
That's okay.
old.
That's just being responsible.
Yeah.
I guess.
Technically, you buy.
I guess. So, Armagh, so you stated your rose and your thorn, right?
Oh yeah.
Or you
So
stated your thorn.
my thorn, basically, I can't. I've been eating really bad the past week, but after my birthday, I'm gonna get it together. Because a year older,
We're gonna
You're
believe.
wiser.
I'm gonna be healthier. Yes.
So,
For the soul.
all right. So that's your rose that you've made a commitment to be
Yes.
healthy.
That's my rose. My rose is gonna be my commitment, my goal.
Okay. So speaking of roses, Arta, what I know. What's your rose and thorn or thorn and rose, whatever order you want to go in?
I guess I'll start with the thorn.
Okay.
I guess around this time I would have been in Iran already visiting family, but of course with the whole pandemic and everything, change of plans, setback,
Feel that.
and we'll go from there, see how it goes. But the country's getting better apparently, I'm hearing, so maybe it might get postponed to the summer. So not all
We
too.
just got to keep an eye on things whenever it's socially responsible.
Yeah, just keep an eye out, see how it's going.
Mhm.
and what the guidelines are, how it allows and what doesn't allow.
Okay. So what's going on with your rows?
The rows, I would say, I don't know. I think with this whole like quarantine thing and having to stay in, I think it just gives people more time to just think about themselves and maybe take care of themselves a little bit more. I mean, not so much pressure of always having to be out and, social, that like it can give you like a peace of mind, just not that pressure to always want to be out. You can be home and, work on yourself or your goals and stuff.
Especially when you live alone or are isolated for long periods of time by yourself at home or whatever the case is. It's a really good like learning experience to learn yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
And be okay with yourself, because once you're comfortable with yourself, then you could dominate anything.
Sure.
You can do anything you want, and you won't worry about people's judgments because you're comfortable with yourself. I would say, for me, I'll go next. My thorn.
Saving the best for last. It's okay.
Yeah, right.
I get it.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. Is that I've like Arta have worked all the way through the pandemic. Like Amagon, you were able to work from home. I didn't have that luxury of working from home, right? And yet you were working.
Okay, I actually did work. Okay, it's just
No, that's fair.
off days.
Excuse me, I was taking classes from home.
Yeah.
She's
okay, but you're still a college student. You're doing your thing. It's a different situation.
It's different than you two to actually have to like go out and be at work in the public when everyone else is like quarantined at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of like, okay, we're going out, we're working, me and Arta, but then I see people working from home, and a touch of jealousy came in there. But at the same time, I was looking at it, I said, well, you know what? At least I'm going to work, instead of
Yeah, I think you got to be grateful for that.
A lot of other people are.
No, at least you're staying active. Yeah, you have a routine.
I thought I would be like Arash said, jealous of the people, like envy of the people staying in, like the luxury of staying in. But like a lot of the people that I'm hearing from,
specifically those who were working from home, not the people who were either laid off.
No, working from home, because like they're working and they're already going to be in anyways. So it's just like a constant, just tiresome situation for them.
It is.
So it is refreshing to step out, having to go somewhere, come back to change.
And then for me, my rose was actually because I would go to the gym 5 nights a week, play basketball 3 or 4 nights a week, and that was my cardio. But if you play basketball a lot, it takes a toll out on your body, especially your legs. So the rose has been that since all this stuff, basketball courts have been closed. Even if they were open, you have to respect the social distancing piece of it. So I bought a bicycle, I bought some weights for the garage, and I feel great, biking, miles and miles a day.
Yeah, you've been biking a lot.
Yeah, and doing that. So that's been a positive, getting fresh air.
You've been biking a lot, but let's backtrack. What happened the other day?
Listen.
Oh yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the 31-year-old biking every day and his little mishap.
All right, so it's been raining the past 4 days here nonstop.
Blame it on the rain.
Yeah.
And there was a very narrow sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a branch from it was a palm frond from one of these palm trees landed on these bushes, and it was hanging over the sidewalk. So if I rode through it, it would have clotheslined me.
Yeah, public hazard.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, maybe I have a little bit of room to go around it on the sidewalk. I did not have enough room to go around it on the sidewalk. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I made that little maneuver, I realized I was going to run out of sidewalk, and I didn't have the preparation to switch from sidewalk to grass. So I just simply slipped off the sidewalk and went knee and hand first into the other side of the bushes there. First thing, I didn't check myself. The first thing I did was look around to see if anybody saw me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
That hurts more.
That hurts more.
Knowing somebody witnessed that.
That's how you go viral sometimes.
Yeah.
You could have had your moment of fame if somebody was there.
You could have made me laugh. Seeing people in pain, as bad as it sounds, makes me laugh.
The America's Funniest Home Video. You could have been YouTube trending.
No, some of my friends have enough videos of me making a fool out of myself. So,
okay,
there's plenty of footage of that.
They don't want to add to the collection.
We don't want to add to the collection.
That.
Exactly. So yeah, that was a good time. But I guess that's been overall, aside from that little mishap the other day. That's been my rose. How many shots have you taken, Martha?
I don't think she's counting.
Yeah, I think we should have like a little counter on this side.
Oh,
like,
first of all, we got to get to her rose and thorn in a second. But are you going to be eating anything during the pod that's going to like soak up all that tequila you're taking in right now? I just really want
Guys,
to know.
come on, we know me by now. Like,
Okay.
that's nothing.
this is like clearly,
Okay, so
We really wanna talk about
so is your
I'd like
rose taking
trains
the
since
tequila
birth.
and the thorn like sobering up? Is that what it is? Please enlighten us what your rose and thorn is.
okay, I'm gonna start with my thorn, even though I didn't want to, because
Okay.
hate
Oh my
being a
God, we
Debbie
all
Downer.
started with Thor.
But I'm really upset that during this quarantine I can't spend like quality times on birthdays with my friends like Armavan or your sister. It's just like it's really sad, no memories.
It
But
feels weird, yeah, because we always spend our birthdays together.
I know, like ever since we were babies.
Yeah.
But I figured, there's like new experiences, and
Oh my God.
Oh,
wanted to wish
So cute.
today.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday
Yeah,
to me.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to you.
you.
Wait, thank you, Mata. That's so cute.
I blow it out.
Totally
Okay.
got all of us in for a surprise.
There you go.
All right.
Yay.
And
Hey.
I made carrot cake because I know it's your
Oh, my favorite. Oh, now I'm actually sad because I kind of want
So happy birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's like teasing us. We can't even.
I know, seriously. You can't bring that in for the camera and we can't have any.
So as we say in Farsi, Sat Sal Bain Sal Ha, but what does that translate to? Not literally, but the actual phrase
Like
translates
add
to
100 years to the years you've already lived.
right? Okay, that's what it is.
Like a long living life.
And we also say, hopefully we celebrate your 120th birthday,
Yes.
right? That's what we always say.
I mean, if you're how you
Inshallah,
are at
inshallah.
31, let's pray we're all not worse versions of that at 120, testing our windshield wipers. No, guys, I'm going to be cool. Okay, yes, I'm going to take a
Cheers.
tea shot.
Cheers. Let's pray all our kneecaps work by 31.
Oh,
Yes, and we don't fall off bikes.
listen, it happens. So
It's okay.
we kind of talked about, Arta touched on it a little bit about his vacation got canceled. I didn't go into it. Mine did as well. But that's just part of life. It is what it is. It's better to stay safe than to just risk, your health and other people's health just for, a good time for a week or however long it is.
Right.
So why don't we just talk about the last time we all went on trips?
It's going
Just
to
go
be
down
sad.
and reminisce, and then then we could talk about the trip you want to go on next, and we could kind of plan it out right here, right now. So, who wants to go first?
I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like maybe Arta should go first.
Okay, just knock mine out.
I feel like his was, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, go
We'll
for it.
save the best for last again. It's okay.
Go for it, bro.
Okay, so I know I said that I was supposed to go to Iran already, like during this time, but I was in Iran during I want to say the month of December into January, so right pre-Corona or even during Corona.
So right when World War III was about to start.
Yeah, just it kind of already started because
I was there when it first started. It was a time.
Oh, were you really?
Mm-hmm. But please continue.
Well, I mean, pre-Corona, we were dealing with that whole U.S.-Iran military debacle. But yeah, so I was in Iran this past few months, and it was a good trip. Visited family as always. But this time around, when I visited my mom's side, instead of usually hanging around with my usual, family, my first cousins and whatnot, my uncles and aunts, I kind of like hung out more with my mom's cousins. So I guess they'd be my distant cousins in a sense. So they invite me over to dinners and whatnot, but I would
nothing's distant in Iran,
Yeah, I mean,
nothing's
everyone knows
distant.
pretty much. I mean, we're all family at the end of the day.
Good.
But yeah, I was getting invited to like hang out with them more often than usual, and they invite me to dinners and stuff. So I thought it's all playful, innocent. They just want to see me. I mean,
innocent.
It's never innocent, brother.
And it was so weird because like usually they would just be cordial and say, "Hey, how are you?" but not really go through the whole "Mehuni, come over, blah blah blah." But this time they were like into it. They're like, "Yes, come, please, you have to." We're like, "All right, I'm coming."
Arta, let me pause you right there for a
So
second.
innocent.
So in Farsi, the word mehmuni
Yeah, I was gonna.
means kind of like a get together or
Party.
party. Yeah.
Gathering, yeah.
Gathering. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty popular in Iran. They have mehmanis almost every weekend. How we would go out here in the weekends, they would,
Every night.
oh yeah, almost actually pretty every
Seriously,
night
they
they
have
would.
some on the weekdays too. It'll be like a
Yeah,
Wednesday,
that's true.
and they'll be like,
Good
"Come
time.
over."
That's true. To them, it's just any time of the day, they just come over. But yeah, so dinner's going on, and just people are coming in, slowly. People come late, all as always, and then I just see like two or three like girls come in, and then like some of the moms or aunts or whatever would get like
Start
amped up.
whispering
They're amped up now, and they're like more social, and I'm like, just aware of things. I'm like picking up on that. And then one of the moms of the daughter, I guess, always like when she sees me, she always like, "Hi, how are you?" and like wants to introduce me to her daughter, but like I know who they are. They're family, right? So I see them almost every time I go. You don't
just
need
hoping the nose job makes her look different, like this.
something. I don't know. Every time, like I would like something would catch my eye. Like, oh yeah, I can't believe I forgot about it.
There's always an angle.
Yeah. So yeah. So they just like invited me, and just being friendly, and I guess just trying to do casual setup. Set me up with the daughter. She was talking about how she's trying to like give her off to other men or whatever, and like how they would do photo shoots with her, and I'm like you guys are really trying to like
This is like the Persian Bachelorette right here.
and it's like uncomfortable because she's like sitting over there, and I know she can like almost hear us like talking about this and that. So it was just a very awkward situation with that, and I feel like almost every time now I'm gonna go, I might have to deal something similar along those lines.
So maybe it's a rose that you didn't go this summer,
Maybe, yeah, it could be a blessing in disguise. They were already probably
blessing in disguise.
There's always going to be somebody, especially for us guys, that are trying to set you up with a girl. Okay, I don't know if I don't think you guys get that the other way around, right?
Oh no, we definitely get that the way around. Let me be the first to say.
Really?
Yeah, even our family parties, moms will be like, "Oh, I have this brother in Iran," and I'm like,
"Oh, yeah.
You're my mother's age, and you have a brother."
Yeah.
Well, because remember, for people that are our parents' age and our grandparents' age was literally nothing but a number.
I mean, I do believe age is nothing but a number, but like, come on.
Let's be realistic. We can't have a 15-year age difference either.
But a number.
I mean, it's preference, but there is like 20, 30 years gap is like crazy. I would say.
Yeah, I feel like modern day, the gap is much smaller. I feel like back then it was okay to even have like 15 or 20 even. But to even think about that now is crazy. For me, I'm like, okay, 3 years or max 5. But like after 5, I feel like there's a gap, right? Because you kind of grew up in different. Well, I feel like now it might.
Girls definitely are on a different, like, I don't want to speak for all girls, but for most of us, I think we're a little bit more mature.
Yeah.
If I was compared to another like 20-something-year-old boy, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like 5, I feel like is the perfect number. But of course, you can't really like pick how much older.
Whatever fits your vibe, I guess.
Yeah.
It comes like it comes.
You could be younger, not for me, but
not for me either.
Sure, for someone else.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so it's the same across the board for guys and girls. We'll come across this, I wouldn't say issue, because I mean it's not an issue, but these times where we'll be approached with a proposal or two, and I don't really think they don't go into it like, oh, these are compatible. I think they just go, okay, you both are single, like why would
you both have definitely jobs, your parents know each other.
The qualifications very like surface.
You'll date after you get married, right? Like you'll get engaged and then you'll date and see if you're compatible and get married.
Backtrack on that one for a second. I think we don't want to give the impression that Iranians do arranged marriages. We don't.
Oh,
no.
We just do introductions.
Yes.
I mean, not the new generation, but when our parents were a thing, maybe more.
Maybe our grandparents.
Not even then. I don't think our parents.
Yeah, maybe even not then. A lot of it, like my grandparents, I think met at a movie theater. I don't know. I think that was the story.
Aww,
I gotta ask him again.
That's really cute. I love his.
Yeah, what the heck? Gosh, get on that. Like,
I gotta ask them again.
I think my grandma got married at 13, and the husband was like maybe in the 20s or 30s. That's how it was back then.
Yeah, but we're
My grandma
talking
got married
how many
at
years ago? We're
50.
talking nearly 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 70, 80 years.
That's how it is. But yeah, so the qualifications are very, oh, you're single, you're aged about right. You know, you're 25, you're 22.
I know your mom. I know your aunt.
Yeah, I know your
Yeah.
family. You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
Yeah, once they
You
know
don't
like one of
smoke?
your
Okay,
relatives,
perfect.
you're in.
What is it?
It's like once you know like one of the relatives, like you're in.
Oh yeah,
It'd be
once you
the
find
moms,
common ground, that's
cousins,
it.
daughters, like
Yeah, yeah.
You know the
And
best
if
part?
they're good, that means you're definitely
you're
like,
good. Yeah.
too.
If
You
your
know the best
third
part?
cousin's
This
good, you're
lady.
good.
Yeah.
This lady was trying to get me with her brother. She goes, "Oh, he also doesn't smoke," as if that's like a very important. You know, they pick out
Yeah.
the craziest little nitpicks from people, and they're like, "He doesn't smoke." Trying to, I don't know, maybe tell me that he's a good person. Like God knows.
Oh, they'll hit it with he's in medical school.
Yeah, like tell me something I want to
He's
hear.
they'll
going
prop
to do
him
his
up and-
residency in Boston.
Yeah, no, all these different things. No, of course.
They'll pinpoint, right?
But I think that's good. There's a pro, like we're good hype people. We like to hype each other, or we're
That's
good
true,
like
yeah.
support.
Positive.
Yeah,
Even if we have
we give
someone
people like the benefit of the
positive.
doubt.
So now, assuming that, you know, how do I want to word this? So let's say you said yes to one of these prospects, so to speak. Where would you take them on your next vacation?
Is it still me?
Yes.
So if I would have said yes and gone,
Like, where's the honeymoon?
Yeah, where
No,
would
no,
the
no.
honeymoon
No, a honeymoon is too much pressure. Where's the next trip you take either by yourself
The embassy.
or with one? Yeah, aside from the embassy.
wherever I can get that visa stamp, baby.
Yeah, right.
No, but okay. So yeah, like you said, past vacation and next vacation. I haven't put much thought into it, but always a trip for me is Milan, Italy.
Italy? Okay.
Yeah.
Why Italy?
Just a huge fan of the culture, the atmosphere. I think everyone's just like bubbly and joyous, and I just want a piece of that happiness. I don't know.
Yeah, a piece of that happiness. That's exactly it, right?
Not happy times now, but even during this whole thing, they've seemed to overcome.
Better than
And I mean,
than
light
us.
at the end of the tunnel.
Strong people, I tell you.
Yeah, strong.
Milan is so nice, though.
Yeah.
I went when I was little, so I don't remember a whole lot about it. But yeah, just the vibe in Italy is so different from I feel like the rest of the countries in Europe, and also the pizza and the pasta.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
men.
Yes, that too. But I was like 10 when I was there, so I couldn't really, tell the difference. I was more like, oh, look at all these stores, look at all this food.
Yeah, look at all these things.
No, I'm like a big AC Milan fan, soccer fan. So it'd be cool to catch a home game there too.
That'll be fun. Yeah, I always make it a point whenever I travel to check out whatever sporting event it is.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like to
Yeah.
get like a real piece of someone's culture, you like attend like one of those like sporting events because they'll be there like doing
That's
their
when
own
you see
music.
them in the rawest form, you know?
Yeah, they'll be
Like-
playing their own local music, their chants. You got a piece of that culture.
yeah, the stadium food, whatever the situation is.
Yeah, the death chant.
So-
what's your vote?
So Milan, you want to do Milan? So I take it you probably do a few more other cities in Italy.
Yeah, I'll probably coast to
yeah.
coast try to hit that.
So now you're gonna do that. So you went to Iran, then Italy, and I think one of you had gone to Italy last, right?
I mean,
Me and Amazon met up in Europe, but it wasn't.
yeah, I went to Italy a while ago, but I've been to Europe like since.
Where was your last trip?
So my sister and I we took a little fun sister trip. It was our first time like traveling internationally without our parents because, like when you go to Iran, you have your layover in Europe. So every time we would go, like as a family on our way back, we would just stay in wherever city we had our layover for like a week and just explore because we're already going all the way over there. So
Right.
we might as well take the time to, go see what it's all about.
Oh, yeah.
So we used to do that a lot when we were kids, but like, everyone's schedule is so different now. I go to college, my sister goes to college, my parents work full time. So I was about to start my first job out of college. And I only had like 2 weeks in between the time I moved everything back from grad school and the time I had to start my job. So it was the most spontaneous thing. I was like, you know what? Like, I looked at my sister and I was like, why don't we go to Europe? Which sounds so cliche, but I was like, I want to do something with this free time before I have to work and only get like a certain amount of days off. So we booked tickets for Paris and London, which it was so funny because Mahta literally calls my sister like the day after and she goes, oh, what days are you going to be in London? My dad's about to book me a ticket. And we're like, what? She goes, yeah, you know, like my mom.
Keep in mind, I had been to London twice already, in Paris.
The same summer.
During that same
put
summer.
Some context behind that, Matt. Your sister was there for a study abroad.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And she has family there, right? So like her cousins and her uncle and all. But she was like, you know, my mom's going to London for my cousin's birthday, and I think
like 3 days.
For so 3 days, yeah.
I'm gonna do it too.
And she had just came back from like Iran, I think, or somewhere, like a really big trip. And she, you know, I'm just gonna come too. So we're like, okay. And this all happened in like 2 days. And we were like, okay, let's pack our bags. We're going in like 3 days to Paris. So it was kind of nerve-wracking for me because I do have a lot of anxiety. So I was like, okay, my sister and I, like 2 girls, young girls going by themselves to Europe. And like London was okay for me, but Paris, since we don't speak French, I was kind of a little worried, but I mean, we were super cautious. We had internet, so we, you know, could do everything and go around everywhere and have maps and all. But it was a super fun trip, but we did have a little like mishap. So we tried to like come back to the hotel a little after it was dark, so we wouldn't like be out in these streets in the dark. And apparently in August, like Paris, things are closed. So when we were there, they said, yeah, all the tourists come in June and July, so in August we like close a lot of things. So at night it was very like creepily, you know, everything was closed and only the tourist areas was full of people. So we ventured off. We went to the Louvre and then we ventured off and it was sunset. Like the sunset was happening. We were somewhere that was like 3 hours away walking distance from where we started. And we're like going into this store and this guy's on the phone. He goes up to my sister and just says something to her. And my sister kind of freaks out and she's like, what is he saying? Like he's just like, he was being very rude too. And I'm like, okay, like what's going on? So we're like, you know, let's just go into this, like it was like a big 2-story dining hall. We're like, let's go in here and maybe he'll, you know, leave her alone. We go in there and then we get lost in how cool it is. We go upstairs. We're going down to go to the escalator. This man followed us. Wow. This man followed us into the dining hall thing and starts looking, because it was like you could see downstairs from upstairs. There was like a little, you know, like a see-through type thing. And he sees us trying to come down the escalator and he starts like yelling at my sister. And so she starts freaking out.
I just want to know what Pioneer did.
Oh my God.
I wish I was a fly on the wall here.
You guys, she was freaking out and I was freaking out more because, you know, I'm like the bigger sister. I'm like, okay, like,
this is your responsibility.
Yeah, I had the responsibility. I was freaking out. I was like, what do we do? So, but if you saw me, like she said, she didn't even think I was scared because I was being so calm in the moment, but on the inside, I was freaking out. I'm like,
you were being stoic.
Yes, I was, which is so not me because I have anxiety. So when I freak out, Like I'm not calm. And I'm like, okay, she's like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And both of our phones were on like 10% and we had no charge. So we're like, good. Crap, like what do we do? So
definitely my travel buddy right there.
Oh my gosh, you guys. But I mean, it worked out in the end. Obviously, I'm here. But so what we did was we found another exit on the 2nd floor of the building to take an escalator down to like a different side of the dining hall. And we left, we got into a different street and I'm like really fast trying to find the closest metro station to just get out of there and go somewhere else, you know, and then get to the hotel. So we go, and the metro station is in like this weird dark alley and we're going and all of a sudden my sister is like, the guy's right there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, he's right there. You guys, I swear I was having a heart attack. He was right next to the stairs that go down to the metro station and he saw us again and he starts yelling again. So he starts walking really fast.
What was his deal?
You guys, I don't know.
Like, he just kept yelling, you know?
I don't know. He just kept yelling in French. And me, automatically.
Just do the Google Voice app, the translator, put it up to his face and figure it out.
Arash, this is why you're the oldest out of all of us. Like, who has that app on their phone? Just
yeah, seriously.
Sir, could you come a little bit closer?
Sir, don't kidnap me. Just wait. Let me Google what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just come a little closer.
From a distance when I have 10% charge.
Okay, so real
So
quick.
forget Arash.
I knew this Iranian guy, older gentleman. He's a pharmacist, and this was down in South Miami. And anytime, and now in South Miami, it's the first language is Spanish, and then it's
Mhm.
English. Okay. So especially with the older folks, like basically anybody over 40, 50, they only speak Spanish
Yeah.
in some areas. So this lady would come in speaking all Spanish, didn't know any English, and he's in an area that they should know English, and he just spits back and starts speaking Farsi with her.
Oh my god.
That's such like our parents. I feel like
Yeah.
anyone were,
And the lady realized that's not English. Okay, so she's very confused at this point and just backs up and leaves.
Oh my god.
Because nobody could help her. Nobody spoke English there.
Well,
Nobody
yeah.
spoke Spanish there. So that's what you got to do sometimes. Just sit down, listen,
just
and
spin it back. Like
Yeah.
whatever you're given, I'm
Talk in whatever language you want, and they'll figure it out.
Exactly.
No, but
But you survived.
we survived. We had to go hide in a McDonald's. We had to go hide in the bathroom, and
There's
like
phenomenal places.
you guys, it was so scary. And
How was
then
the
through the
bathroom?
little peephole of the bathroom, we saw him come into the McDonald's, walk around, and he kind of kept looking like in every little crevice. And then he left. We waited another 5 minutes till he left, and then we were like, okay, we need to like run. So we ran to even a different metro station that was further just to get away from the dude. But it was the scariest thing. But I mean, overall, it was a good trip. So like that didn't stop us, But
Good. And where do you want to go next?
Okay, but realistically, after quarantine,
I feel
Realistically-
like I feel like I really want to
Happy hour.
Happy hour, yeah. I want to go get tacos.
Don't
No,
we
I
all?
want to go. I've been wanting to go to Turkey for a few years.
Turkey's beautiful.
beautiful.
Country.
And I see so many pictures and videos of when people go and like when Mata went, and it just looks so beautiful. So I feel
And
like
the people are really fun. I'm just gonna put that out there.
yeah, and I've heard there's a lot of stray cats like everywhere.
Yeah,
Dogs.
No,
No,
when
a
I
lot of street dogs.
and dogs. I mean, it's crazy, and they I'm all for it, but they treat their animals like on the highest pedestal. We were at some bar, and there was a stray dog like sleeping, and it was like their only like bigger table, and all my Persian cousins, like we're a lot of people, and so we needed that area, and the lady goes, I'm sorry, you can't have this table. There's a dog sleeping under one of the
Oh, that's so cute.
I guess, and she was like, just you have to wait or go to a different bar.
That's really
And I don't know, it was like really cute though. I'm like, wow, the fact that they
Yeah.
wouldn't just like kick out the dog for like another
The
customer.
respect
I mean,
that
especially like what we're like accustomed to in Iran and how they treat their strays.
Or even here, like they would never
I mean, yeah, even
kick
I
out
guess.
customers for another animal. It was really like heartwarming.
See?
Well, let's not forget people walk their dogs in strollers here, so I wouldn't really.
Oh my god.
Compared.
Yeah.
I got a cousin in Iran, just as bad. We got good and bad everywhere, but there's definitely a lot of good in Turkey.
So Turkey and where else?
Turkey and I also really, really have been wanting to go to Tokyo.
You took mine. I told you about taking my ideas.
Okay, but I just really want to go to Tokyo, you
You
guys.
can have Aster and.
We're gonna have a little Monday.
Yeah,
noosh.
don't ask me because I have a whole list of places I could go. Okay, but yeah,
I think we can all agree on the Tokyo, maybe like a little Asian.
Yeah, do like a Tokyo and Seoul combo
Tokyo
trip.
times Monday
Yes.
action.
And so I guess Mata, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
You can go.
Whatever you like.
Best for
Matthew
last.
loves being the last.
I know. So for me, the last trip I went on,
End it with a bang,
it seems so long ago. It actually was 8 months ago. I went to Spain and I went to Paris. So let me tell you something about Spain. I think one of you have been to Spain, right? Who's been to
Me,
Spain?
yeah.
Which part of Spain did you go to?
We went to Barcelona and Madrid, and that little small town by Madrid.
Which one?
Remember, I think I told you when you were there, Toledo?
Toledo. Yeah, Toledo.
That's what it's called?
Toledo.
Yeah.
Not Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo.
Toledo, España.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, we're cultural over here.
Gracias.
Little flair.
So yeah, I did more south of Spain. We did Madrid, we did Sevilla and Cordoba. Let me tell you, Madrid was cool. It has its own vibe. It's a big city, has its own thing. But those two cities south of Spain, especially Sevilla, just like the cultural experience you get with the food and the different. We went to there's like an old city of Sevilla and there's a new one separated by a bridge. I forgot exactly what the old city was called, but we did a food tour there.
Oh,
How was the paella?
We didn't get to the paella there. I'll get to the paella.
Oh.
Okay, so
oh God, there's more.
all right,
It's
so
more,
it was all about the jamon. Okay,
Ah.
all the different types of ham, all the different cuts, all the different flavors. So we did that. It was an English-speaking tour guide, and
That's
she
not
took us to,
halal,
I wanna
alright.
say, 6 restaurants. What was that?
Nothing about this podcast is halal. To be fair.
Disclaimer: this is not a halal.
Yeah, what did we say the rules were? We can talk about whatever we want. We're just gonna avoid certain topics, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not gonna talk about whatever we want, but
As close as haram as possible.
exactly. So yeah, that was pretty cool. We did the food tours. It was like a food and wine tour, so there was a lot going on with that.
Was there a lot of sangria involved?
No, they had sangria is their more commercialized drink.
Ah, okay.
Okay, they had something called, if I remember the name correctly, Tinto de Verano.
Oh, that's kind of like sangria, isn't it?
It's kind of like but it's not sangria. It's like this is a horrible way to describe it, but it's like a wine with a soda mixture.
So like very carbonated wine.
Aside from beer, that's all.
Carbonated wine, I guess.
Like carbonated wine, but it wasn't. Yeah, it was really good. It was delicious. It was much better than sangria in my opinion.
Maybe it'll be a noosh of the week, you know?
Maybe.
Oh, good idea.
Because I did look up some recipes for it. It wasn't that complicated to make.
Okay.
We're going multicultural.
Say that again.
We're going multicultural with this one.
We're in the multicultural.
Yeah.
This isn't just an Iranian podcast.
No, we
just happen to all be Iranian. Yeah, coincidentally.
That's the only thing bonding us together.
Right. And
we
then,
really don't like each other.
And then one habit that I
Not at
picked
all.
up on my travels now is that I will go to the nearest bakery close to my hotel, get a loaf of bread, and just pick at it throughout the day.
Every country's bread is completely
Just
different.
have it under my arm and just pick at it. Boom,
Yep.
boom, boom.
Very true.
And then we did Paris. Paris was cool. I had gone when I was younger, but when you're younger, you don't really get that full experience. We went to what are those shows called?
Moulin Rouge.
The Moulin Rouge show. I mean, like I was getting some flack for, that's so touristy. That's this and that. It was actually very entertaining. Those people are very talented.
I wanted to go, but we didn't have time.
I had a French-speaking friend that was with me, so they were trying to give me the least touristy, So I didn't even know what that was, Yeah.
I had 48 hours in Paris because most of my time I put for Spain. So it was kind of like, okay, let's just get some good food, see the highlights, go to the Eiffel Tower, go to some other areas. Went to we saw Notre Dame, the outside of it, of course. Now the Arc de Triomphe, all these different things we went and saw. We did a tour at the Louvre. It was just a compact trip.
You did everything in 48 hours. Jesus.
Oh no, it was nonsense.
That's how to do it.
We just didn't sleep.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it was a cool trip. And then one funny thing that happened, not on this trip, but on a trip to Turkey that I went. So Iranians that are in Iran, the ones who don't travel too much, like my aunt and uncle and cousins.
Oh god.
When they leave the country, they're a little scared, okay, of being in a foreign country with a foreign language.
Mm-hmm.
But irrationally scared of certain things.
Aww.
So it's my two cousins and their parents. We're on this above ground trolley in Istanbul. Okay.
Like a dream.
And we get to the end of it. It stops at a certain point where it just goes the other way. So my aunt got off.
Oh, is this on Khiyabun Istiqlal?
No, this is in Istanbul.
Yeah. But do you know if the city?
It was in the old city.
Yeah, Istiqlal. Okay, that's where I was at too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So my aunt we were kind of confused. Like, okay, where's this train gonna go? So she gets off. Remember, it's just an above ground trolley. It's not like it maybe goes a half a mile. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she gets off. By the time we get up, the doors close and things starts moving.
Oh my god.
So my aunt's there by herself.
Oh my god.
And this is gonna be fine because we're just come right back. She's not gonna go anywhere. It's the middle of the day. So I start waving like bye. I'm
having a panic attack.
Oh my god.
And then my cousin, she starts hitting me. Why are you crying? Why are you laughing and waving? I'm like, what do you mean? And she's sitting there crying.
Oh my god.
Like she's never gonna see her mother again. Okay? She's 33.
Oh my god.
Aww.
So her brother and I and her dad are sitting there laughing at her like, why the hell are you crying over we're going to be back in 3 minutes, literally. And it wasn't even 3 minutes. So, I will never, ever, ever let her live that down. She thought her mother's lost. That's it. Never going to find her again in this big city. And we all had cell phones. So.
Oh, yeah, seriously. She could have just called you or just waited there until you came back.
No, we literally just called her and say, wait right there. So.
Oh my god, your poor cousin. That happened to us too.
Good times.
when we went to Italy, my sister was like 5 or 6, and we were running down the steps to get to the metro because that one was leaving. And so my sister and I are running faster, obviously, because we're little kids. We're like running, whatever. And then we get to the door of the metro and it's closing, and my parents are still like halfway down the stairs. So my sister runs in,
Of course.
holding
It's
my
always hard.
hand. She runs in holding my hand, and I step in and step out because I was like, we're not going without our parents. And she is stuck in there, and it's literally moving, and my mom sees it, and she runs down the stairs. The door closes like on my mom, and then it opens back up again. She gets inside, and her and my sister go with the metro. My dad and I are just waiting there.
At least Pioneer wasn't left alone, because God, like,
oh my God.
I feel bad.
My mom
Dude,
had
your
like
mom
a
would've lost
bruise.
it.
Huh?
Your mom would have lost it.
Oh my God, yeah.
Pioneer would have lost it.
She jumped in like it was like a superhero movie scene. She like jumped in as it closed on her, and she had a bruise on her.
The lady, she's the mom from Incredibles.
Yes.
So,
Her flexibility.
It was so
so
scary.
since you took my Tokyo trip,
Sorry.
there's a couple places that I wanted to go, but I think there's two that are more realistic. One is Australia. I've been wanting to do that. Another one is Argentina. I just want to go to Argentina and eat as many steaks as I can.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I just want steaks down there. Okay.
With like the green
Steak-
church.
steak and
Jimmy
their
Church.
wine.
Say that again.
And their wine.
And their wine. Yeah, it's
Malbec.
I've heard amazing things about the food in Argentina, and it's not like, it's a very different style of Hispanic food. It's because we have Hispanic culture here. I don't want to say they're all similar, but they're all kind of set up the same way. There's kind of like us, there's rice, and then there's a side dish. There's
No, I
rice.
think they're very heavy into like the grilling,
Yeah, Argentinians are all about grilling, whereas most cultures, even outside of being Hispanic, is all about doing something in the kitchen. Yeah, but they're all about the grill. So yeah, just Argentina and Australia. Go see a kangaroo or a dingo or something, and check out those types of things. So
Cool.
that's kind of what I want to look at, and hopefully maybe we can go on one of these trips all together.
Tokyo. I'm here for
Tokyo.
So Tokyo, I'm down. We should probably just go in April.
it. I'm really here for it.
Oh, I'm so down too. Once I get the vaccine, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay, bud.
No, but I do really want to go to Tokyo. I'm down for that.
Yeah, we should do Tokyo and Seoul.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Thailand,
Matha,
actually.
where did you go last?
The last place I went to was Boston. It was all in one trip. New Hampshire and Canada with my family. It was a family
Which part
trip.
of Canada?
Kind of near Montreal, but we went to a ski resort called Mont Tremblant, and it was a family trip in like January, so it's pretty recent. Basically, there's a little backstory. About like 4 to 5 years ago, some Persian guy added me on Instagram. Very normal, I guess, for all of us. And he's very persistent. He's Persian. He'd keep messaging me, blah blah blah. I will, you know me. I'm not very.
As most people in DMs do.
Yes, and I'm like, it's just, I don't see what this guy, like, is so persistent about. He lives all the way across the world in, like, Germany or something. I don't know. Wasn't paying attention. But for the past 4 to 5 years, this poor guy has clinged on to the point where it's, like, every other day, like, he's still, trying to spark up a conversation. I can go a month without talking to him, but I'll give it that.
He has something to say to you.
Yes, he really does try. So we planned this trip pretty spontaneously, and about like 2 days before, he had telegrammed me, and I only go on Telegram when I'm like talking to my family, and I go check on there, and I'm like, like he texted me like a week ago. For some reason, I don't know if how they say like if it's meant to be, it'll be, because I don't really answer back. I opened it. And he had happened to be talking about how he's going to Canada. He was like trying to tell me,
Mm-hmm.
see if we could like plan things out. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, when are you going to Canada? And he's like, in like 2 days. And I'm like, where are you going? And he goes, Mont Tremblant ski resort. And I'm like, oh my God. At that moment, I didn't believe him. And I thought he was really like stalking me. And I'm like, this is why.
He hacked you and saw everything.
I'm like, this is why he's been talking to me for the past like 5 years. Like, this is why he's persistent. Like, he's coming after me.
This is his moment.
Yeah, like, this is his moment to shine. I'm like terrified. I'm like, really? Like, what days are you going? Like, trying to like not say as much to see exactly what he's going to say. Turns out he's going to be there exactly the same times I'm going to be.
Oh, wonderful.
You know?
Is it just one resort there, or is it multiple?
There's a few, but he was staying at the one I was going to. It was
Very
like
well.
a college trip or something. So I'm like, okay, this is like, interesting. But I had told him before, like, I swear to God, if you see me in the streets and you come up to me, like, I will cut you. Like, like my dad's gonna
That's
kill you, and then he's gonna come kill me. Like, I have Persian parents. You should understand that. Like, you cannot come talk to me. I stressed this like 20 times. So we get there, we're like all kind of like situating into our hotel, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go for like a little walk. I genuinely meant like a walk when I said it. I'm an independent woman. I just wanted to go like check the surroundings, and if he happened to just see me, like I'd rather him see me not without my parents, just in case he says something. I don't see him. After like 20 minutes of walking around, my parents start calling me, freaking out, like, where are you? Blah, 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 like, you need to find us. I'm like, why are they freaking out so much? You'll figure out later. That night, I guess they had a casino there, and I can somehow get my dad to always go to a casino when we're on vacation. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, and he had texted me, he's like, oh, we're all going to the casino tonight. I'm like, oh, wonderful. In my head, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a pretty big casino. Like, my dad will be busy, and my mom will be keeping my dad busy. My sister, we're close.
I pick him up.
So we get there, and there's literally like 5 tables.
Yes.
And like a lot of slot machines, but I'll give them that. But just like 5 or 6 tables. And I'm like, oh my God, like this cannot be good. And it's just us and this group of like 10 college boys, but not from their group. So they're like sitting with my dad, trying to play blackjack with him, like keep him company. We've been there for like an hour, and I like keep getting everyone drinks. I'm like, I need to get everyone drunk. Like, we're gonna, I need to get everyone going. Also a way for me to leave the table and just kind of do my own thing. About like 10 minutes before we leave, he gets there with all his friends, and they start at a different table. And I just like, I think went to go get another drink. And I'd been eyeing him from like across, trying to figure out if that was him. Because, when you've never met someone, it's a lot. So I'm like, okay, no, it definitely has to be him. I get a call immediately from my sister, like, oh, we're outside. The trolley's here. Like, you have to come. And I'm like, of course, like my luck, So
it's the trolley.
Well, I mean, it was snowing. It was, I guess.
This is like a bad rom-com.
So no, it's not like that. But basically, this guy who's been talking to me for 5 years, the only conversation I've had with him in person is me handing him my drink, and then like, I have to go. And he's, quote unquote, only word I hear him say the whole time is, really? In his like Persian accent. I'm like, bye. Like, straight up leave. Really? So fast forward about like a week or two ago, for some reason, me and my sister were talking about this trip, and I bring up, I hadn't told anyone, like I didn't even tell her that he happened to be there. Fast forward, we're talking about the trip, and she goes, so what did you really do when you left for like 20 minutes? And I'm like, what do you mean? I was just walking. And she goes, oh, really? Like, we all thought you went to go find weed. And I'm like,
oh my God.
To me, I'm like, what could they possibly be thinking? Like,
and this is in Canada.
Where is the correlation? I mean, I know I'm known internationally, but like,
little also like in a ski resort where it's like snow everywhere and you don't even have a car, and like, how are you even gonna go?
Like, little did they know. I mean, like, they definitely knew something was up, but for some reason, this is what they thought was up.
Well, I think that them thinking that would have got you in less trouble than what you.
Honestly,
so
yeah.
It's maybe for the best that they were thinking just that.
Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, if that's all they thought, then you're good to go.
Yeah, right. But that was my
so I've heard in in Maine they have some of the best pizza you get in the U.S. and some of the best breweries in the U.S. up in Maine.
I've been to Maine a few times, but I didn't really check out their pizza. Interesting.
Yeah, supposedly, I forget if it was Maine or New Hampshire. I forget. But I know somewhere up there, there's some really good pie. So where do you want to go next?
Okay, well, I did want to really go to Tokyo, but in Budapest. Tokyo and Budapest are like
Budapest, beautiful, beautiful country.
I really,
beautiful
really
city. I mean,
but realistically, after Corona, I don't think I'll be flying international until they find, until everything like dies down a little bit. So I would say probably like a road trip with my best friend to like Atlanta would probably be
Okay, just something simple, real quick.
Yeah.
No thought process needed. Just
No
get in the car and go.
airports, trying to keep things.
Honestly, I think now would be like a great time to hit up like a lot of nature trails or any like.
Yeah.
Get a cabin.
Yeah, they shouldn't be that busy. Because I'm telling you, that trip to Yellowstone I took a few years ago, that was just.
We were supposed to come on that.
I know you guys, that was an experience. That was something else. I mean, there's no cell phone reception. There's barely any Wi-Fi. So it's just you and nature, and there's no distractions. There's just, you're there.
I feel like that's the best type of vacation sometimes, when you just need a breather to like not have any technology and just be one with your surroundings.
Like physically you're tired because you're doing all these nature walks and you're outside, but mentally you come back so refreshed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's more important, because if you're tired, you go to sleep, you wake up, you're good. But if you're mentally exhausted, then you do need a trip like that sometimes.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, there's like usually like two different types of vacation, right? So like you would go to like a new place and all you want to do is check out the new places, try out the new food. So you're constantly moving, and like when you come back, you're like, oh, I need another vacation from that vacation. But I think it's
like going to Vegas.
Yeah. Like where you're constantly like doing things and just turning up. I mean, it's fun, right? But I mean, you're going to get tired afterwards. But I think it's good to go to like get a cabin up in the mountains, something. Just like, even if you're just chilling, it's just an escape from what you normally do. And that in itself, I think it's a relaxing, enjoyable time as well.
Right. So, ladies, gentlemen, how do you think we did on our first episode?
I feel like we did good.
Yeah.
I think so. I think we kept it interesting, kept it light, kept it.
I finished my chai and Mata finished the whole bottle.
So, what we want to speak to our listeners is about figuring out what your noosh or our noosh and your noosh should be for next week. So we'll send out.
We could do a poll.
Put up social media some.
Yeah, definitely.
Questions to see if we have any suggestions. Even if it's something we have to create, we could definitely create it.
You know, if they're interested in the drink,
any topics you guys want to talk about or you want us to talk about, we want this to be a very interactive show. We just don't want to, the four of us talking and hopefully you guys listen. We want the content to be what the audience wants to listen to.
Yeah, as much as we'd love to think that we're very interesting people,
there are more interesting people than us out there.
Yeah.
Yes. So hit us up at mondaynoosh.
Yes, on Twitter, Instagram, we're always on there.
So we're gonna drop new episodes every Monday. So we will see you guys next Monday.
Woohoo!
So
have a great week, everybody. Cheers.
Noosh, cheers.
Noosh.
Noosh.
Noosh.